Hi everyone, Holly again. Today I want to share with you how to make this pop-out card using Artfully Sent by Close to My Heart. And I could spend hours literally making hundreds of cards. This cartridge is so amazing. And just in the few days that I've had the cartridge, the amount of cards that I've made, the people that have been inspiring me. Brenda Rose is a consultant and she created this adorable Candy Kiss card and I copied the majority of it, and it was just so fun and easy. So I can't wait to dive in and share with you just how easy these cards are to make. And so today we're going to talk about the pop-up function, which happens to be the very top function key on your keypad, and in the booklets it's the very top card over to the, I would say, the left hand side of your key book, your booklet. So let's talk about this wedding card. I have a nephew who's getting married next month, so I said, hey, I'll make him a card. And it's caught on so well that I've made one for one of my downline and a wedding that she's going to. So they are so quick and easy. Once you get the pieces cut out, you will be amazed. You're literally scoring, gluing, and assembling. That's it. So let's talk about the wedding card. It's the Mr. and Mrs. that's found on page 34 of your booklet, and it's the letter V. And again, it's the pop-up. So I'm going to bring this closer to the camera so that you can see. It's this particular key right here. What we're going to do on V is we're going to cut the back of the card, which happens to be white. It's kind of the base that two pieces are going to get attached to. We're going to create the pop-up piece, which is this black Mr. and Mrs. And then we're going to also create what we call a sentiment, which happens to be the outside of the card. So it's literally 3 layers that we're going to cut and glue together. And then the ampersand and the ring is linked to everything. So when you set your dial at 7 inches, as the booklet recommends, everything will fit to scale. So there's no guesswork. There's no having to wonder how big is that ring set, how big is the ampersand. As long as you set your dial to 7 inches, you're good. Everything's going to get linked together. So let's get started. You'll notice that the top part, the first part that you want to create is the base, and that's this piece right here. I cut it in white cardstock, set the dial to 7 inches, put my paper in, set it to the pop-up, and on this particular one, it's the very first one, so it doesn't have to be shift locked. So when I cut it, it created a great score line for me to fold, and that is what the 2 other pieces are going to be glued up against. Then I created the pop-up piece, and you need to select the shift lock button and then select pop-up and then V, and then you'll be able to cut this piece. And this is what it looks like when you cut it out. And so there are some score lines on here, and I want to just highlight those for you. You'll notice that there are some dotted lines that go directly down the ampersand on the side of the ampersand, and then there's one right here in the middle, right up at the top and the bottom. There's a little tick mark, and that's to fold it. So let me walk you through what you're going to do first. You're going to first fold it in half like this, and you're just gently going to crease where those 2 little tick marks are, and you'll see what I mean. So that helps you fold the card, and then you're going to fold inward on those dotted lines on the ampersand, and that's going to allow you to glue the second ampersand that you're going to cut out, so that it creates a little bit of dimension, and that also creates your pop-up piece. And just fold those right on those little score lines, so that when you close your card, just like that, it's going to pop out when you open it up. And then once you glue that new ampersand on, that little guy will come out too. So that's how it works. Pretty cool, huh? Then you're going to take your ampersand, and again, because it's linked, it's the perfect mat to go on the inside. And what better way to add a little touch of pizzazz and class than to add some blinged out paper. And this is our shimmer paper in the black and grays. This happens to be the light shade of gray. Absolutely love it on this card. So we're going to glue that on there in just a second. And then after I did my pop-up function, I then wanted to cut the sentiment piece, and that is the front and the back of the card, because I like things to be a little bit more finished. So I really wanted the card to have a finished front, and that's where the bride and groom come into play. And then I just cut a piece of extra sparkle paper, shimmer paper, and it's 3 3/4 inches by 5, and that's going to go right over the ampersand here, and it will just kind of finish that. And then there's those adorable little rings, and those are going to go right on the inside above the misses. So cute. So let's just assemble it. Literally, once you cut everything out, just take your Bonding Memories glue, and I put just a tad of glue for the shimmer paper to get stuck onto. And you just can eyeball it how you want it to go. And there you go. And you might even need to use, with the shimmer paper, you might need to use something a little bit stronger, like some glue dots. But I think once I get this card front attached, it'll be a lot easier, and it'll probably stick to that too. So I'm going to put a little bit more glue on the back here. And then I'm going to just dot some glue all the way around. A little dabble do you with Bonding Memories glue. That's the one thing I find that I love about this, is that you really don't have to saturate all of your cardstock with the glue. Just go around the outer edges, and you'll notice when you're putting it on, it looks blue when it goes on wet. And if you put it right onto your project, it is going to become permanent. And if you let it air dry a little bit, it does give a nice repositionable effect in case you need to move things around a little bit. And I just love how that finishes it. Doesn't that look pretty? Nice and finished. And now I'm ready to go on to the inside of my card. And I'm going to put the ampersand on first. And then once I do that, I'm going to glue the pop-up function to the inside of my card. And I just want you to know that's what it looks like when you get done. You're going to want to go back and recrease on that dotted line, just so that as it's drying, it dries on that crease really nicely. And then I just kind of went back and just made sure that it pops when it comes out. And now we're just going to put glue right on the outer edge of the card. Just like this. And I love how the inside liner will give you a nice, clean mat. They really, really thought of everything when they created this card and these cards, because they really go the extra mile to make them look really finished and complete. What do you think? Very nice. And then I had some black tulle laying around. Always like to recycle and reuse every little last piece of product that I have, so I didn't really want to open up something new when I had some black tulle just laying around. And I just tied it into a little knot here in the corner. And then I've got another little piece. I always like to just kind of add a little bit more dimension here. And once you get these pieces cut out, all you're literally doing is just scoring, folding, and assembling and putting your glue on. And that truly is all there is to it. And now all we need to do, put our little rings above the misses. And we've got another beautiful card made just in a matter of a few minutes. Just hold it there for a few seconds, and there you go. That's all there was to it. That's the pop-up feature. There are so many beautiful cards to make, so I can't wait to share with you next what we're going to do. Thanks.